By all appearances, Collin Griffith was a typical Lincoln County, Oklahoma teen.
Collin, he's quite interesting, and I think he's kind of a mystery because he is not very outspoken.
But on Valentine's Day 2 years ago, that would change.
He's violent, he's dangerous, he showed zero remorse. Zero remorse.
After Collin and his dad Charles got into a vicious argument, Collin claims his dad came at him with a knife. In fear for his life, Collin grabbed a gun and shot Charles dead.
He shot him once in the chest and once in the head, and he claimed self-defense.
This self-defense claim works. The murder charges against Collin were dropped and he's set free. In hopes of getting a fresh start, Collin moves to Port Charlotte, Florida to live with his mother, Catherine.
Catherine seemed to provide for her son. She wanted custody, she took him on cruises, bought him things, but as long as she was gratifying him, he was happy with her.
But the apparently complex relationship quickly soured.
But the minute she set limits, which all parents have to do, he could not control himself.
And things turned violent. Catherine calls the cops after being assaulted by Collin.
She doesn't want him coming back.
She'll go in front of the court, they'll ask her, are you afraid she's the victim? And they may release him to a shelter, or they may release his grandma.
But Collin is back home the next morning. Police decide to check in.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. Is Collin home?
Yeah, you guys can come on in. He's doing Sandy marches. He's not a happy camper right now.
Catherine seemed to have a parenting style where she used athletic type discipline to organize Collin's world, but I think this was probably counterproductive because it built the resentment towards her.
So what's going on, man?
Last night, me and my mom went to a physical altercation. I got arrested for domestic battery.
How is the situation with you and mom right now?
It's not good. She thinks that I'm like psychotic. She thinks I'm gonna kill her, want to kill her.
Do you?
No, sir.
An officer becomes aware of some disturbing words Collin said the night before while in custody. You can hear her concern on this body cam footage as she talks to dispatch.
I get a call from the jail that he was released, and he said, if you put me in the car, I'm going to kill her. If you send me back to that house, I'll probably kill her. We're going to bake her. Okay, thank you.
The Baker Act is a law in Florida which says that if an individual is a danger to himself or others, that they can be held involuntarily for up to 72 hours.
We're just going to play Shinkos, all right?
Know what's going on?
We'll explain things to you here in a quick second.
Did you tell them at the jail that you were going to kill me? Did you say you were going to hurt me? Okay.
Ma'am, yes, they have to go.
Despite growing tensions, the mom and son continue to live together.
This was a volatile household. So this was a mother who couldn't say no very well, and this was a son who could not hear no without wanting to kill his mother.
Months later, Collin and Catherine reach a boiling point.
Collin and Catherine get into a blow-up, a fight over chores. So Collin leaves and goes to his grandmother's house in Auburndale.
When Collin refuses to come back home, she heads to her mother's house to confront him.
They were yelling at one another, and he grabbed her and drug her in the house.
911, what's the address of the emergency? I don't know. My mom is actually bleeding out. Is she breathing? No, she's not. So listen, what caused the bleeding? She got real tight and we went visiting the night and she fell on her.
Police and paramedics arrive to find Catherine dead, the knife on the floor next to her.
Now the knife went straight through her neck, one side, out the other.
When you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
This time, a grand jury seems to have enough evidence to charge Collin.
Collin is charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and violation of a no-contact order. The sheriff is requesting he be charged as an adult.
Before the trial begins, the jury is informed that Collin had previously killed someone, but what they were not told was that it was his own father. The prosecution comes out swinging.
He showed his intentions by his actions and by his words and what he said he was going to do. He was going to kill that evil, his own mom. And so he did.
But Collin's defense team comes up with a new strategy, death by son, arguing that Catherine was suicidal and wanted her son to kill her.
You heard him on the body-worn camera footage. I don't want to kill her, but if she attacks me, I will defend myself.
They use Catherine's final social media post from the day before she died as their smoking gun, an image of a lonely bridge leading to a forest. The post reads, "Sometimes giving up is the strong thing."
Catherine was suicidal, but most people who are suicidal don't want to die in a brutal kind of way, and in a way that compromises their son.
After 5 days, it takes the jury only 11 hours to reach a stunning verdict.
As to count one, the defendant is not guilty. As to count two, the defendant is not guilty.
I'm completely shocked by this verdict. He was telling everybody, nobody paid attention, and even now, nobody's paying attention.
Once again, Collin Griffith is not guilty of murder, and today, he's also a free man.
He's turning 18 very soon, so now he's on his own. He doesn't have his mother, he doesn't have his father. Who is going to take care of him, if anyone?